Okay, so I'm here to talk to you guys about building strong relationships, right? So I've titled my talk, Rizzing Up Your Relationships. So just a little whiz, right? Just a little cultural colloquialism to help you guys remember what we talked about today. So the passage that I'm coming to you from is out of Ecclesiastes 4, verses 9 through 12. But I just want to take a walk backwards for a quick second to the verses just before that. So Ecclesiastes 4, 7 through 8. And it says, this is King Solomon talking, the richest and wisest man to ever live. So I think he knows a thing or two about building strong relationships, right? So 7 through 8 says, I observed yet another example of something meaningless under the sun. This is the case of a man who is all alone, without a child or brother, yet who works hard to gain as much wealth as he can. But then he asks himself, who am I working for? Why am I giving up so much pleasure now? It is all so meaningless and depressing. And I find this relevant to today's culture because that's going against what today's culture tells us. Today's culture tells us, grind, 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 grind. Do it all by yourself. Do it by yourself. You and just you. It's you and you. Beyonce said, me, myself, and I is all I got. Right? Y'all not that saying. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And then Drake came along and said, no new friends, right? Exactly. See? Y'all not that saying. And then Boosie came along. And said, I-N-D-E-P-E-N-D-E-N-T. And so my point is that we got all of these messages coming at us that are anti-biblical. They are anti-gospel. They are telling us to be independent, live by yourself, do everything by yourself. And this is King Solomon saying that is wrong. King Solomon said it's depressing for you to be by yourself and build up all this wealth and then have nobody to share it with. I'm going to let y'all in on something. God created the heavens and the earth, and he said it is good. Then he created the birds and the fish, and he said it is good. And then he created the beasts and everything in the wilderness, and he said it is good. And the first time God said something is not good, he said it's not good for what? For man to be alone. Facts. Come on. So, the verse that we need to get to here is 9 through 12, and it says this. Y'all might be familiar with it. It's one of those popular passages that we talk about a lot. So, two people are better off than one, for they can help each other succeed. If one person falls, the other person can reach out and help. But someone who falls all alone is in real trouble. Likewise, two people lying close to each other can keep each other warm. Right. But how can one be warm all alone? A person standing alone can be attacked and defeated, but two people standing back to back can conquer. Three are even better, for a triple braided cord is not easily broken. So, I want you guys to get this picture. Pay attention to the pictures that he's created. How can I keep somebody warm if I'm standing over here and you standing over there? I can't keep you warm. What do I have to do? I got to get close, right? So I have to get close. So that leads me to my 5 R's for building a strong relationship. And my point number 1 is relativity. This is a scientific term that I'm taking. It's Isaac Newton's law of gravitational pull. It's the way the moon is close to the earth. It just means something is close. So relativity is my first point. You got to be close to somebody. But in order to be close to somebody, you got to have trust, which is my second R, which is reliability. So reliability is the second R. The third R is real easy. You already know, respect. Obviously, you got to respect people in order to build a strong relationship and get close to them. The fourth R is reciprocity. There needs to be an even exchange, an even give and take between the two of you in order to have a strong relationship. And the last one, arguably the most important one, is resilience. One thing that this generation struggles with is bounce back ability. We so quick to cut people off. Like, the truth is, if you're in a good relationship, even a friendship or a romantic one, you're going to butt heads. Yeah. And you got to have some resilience in order to keep the relationship going, in order to have a healthy relationship. And so, here's the thing I know. Here's what I know. A lot of you guys are hyper-independent because of trauma. And I grew up in a single-parent home. Dad wanted it too. But that's the thing about being in a single-parent home. That automatically creates trauma because you're not supposed to grow up with only one parent. So, that trauma causes you to be hyper-independent. It makes it really easy for you to close the door and do things all alone because you grew up, just being by yourself. But I want you guys to know this. Trauma is a trap that's a trick from the enemy. Trauma is a trap that's a trick from the enemy because the trauma happens once. But trauma is also the key. Trauma is also the key to your transformation, which is also the key to your elevation.